If you're looking to build, rebuild, or even thicken your credit profile the easiest way, then I got you. I promise you. Don't I always? In today's lesson, I'm gonna go over the data points that you need for the Navy Federal Secured Credit Card. And actually, I'll give you all the tips and tricks that I used when I had this card to graduate it in a timely manner to get an unsecured credit card and even more. So go ahead, I'll wait right here. Go ahead and get your pen and paper because I promise you the step-by-step is gonna be a doozy and it's gonna be worth it. So enough rambling, let's go ahead. Let's dive in. Now, before I get started, guys, the only thing I want to ask, of course, is if you don't mind, please hitting that like button for me. It really helps my channel out a lot. I appreciate you guys' support. All right, now let's get into this Navy Federal Secure Credit Card. All right, guys, just to let you know, first and foremost, the Navy Federal Secured Credit Card acts no different than an unsecured credit card with any other institution. And also, I just want to let you know right now, it's not going to show up as a secured credit card on your credit report because on mine, it never showed that. It only showed a Navy Federal credit card. So I promise you, you're not going to see it on your credit card. You're not going to see it on your credit report or anything like that. You have nothing to be ashamed about. It's okay. Most people don't even get to this point. So with the Navy Federal Secured Credit Card, you have to put an initial deposit on it. I don't know if you're too hip with secure credit cards, but I just want to brush up your memory a little bit. So when you actually put an initial deposit on a credit card, that will actually be your credit limit. And the minimum deposit that you can put on the Navy Federal Secured Credit Card is a minimum of $200. It can go all the way up to $5,000. But let me give you an example because I'm throwing a lot of jargon at you. Let's just say, for example, you deposit $400 onto that card. Now your actual credit limit is going to be what? $400. Does that make sense? Now, just to let you know about my data points, when I actually got this card, and I will also show you, I had a credit limit of $700. I wanted to make sure that my credit limit was pretty reasonable to whatever I was gonna spend month in and month out, where I would have just enough cushion to where I can pay for things and if I'm not going overboard. Does that make sense? So my initial deposit was $700 and that did work for me, just to let you know. Now, just to let you guys know, the reason why I chose Navy Federal for their secure credit card, this is even before I knew that they had the best secure credit card out there. I actually went to another credit union that I won't name, and they actually denied me for a secure credit card when my credit was shot. I'm talking I had a low 500s, never had a credit card before in my life. They actually denied me for a secure credit card. It's not unheard of, but you pretty much have low chance because the whole point of a secure credit card is to help boost your credit again. So there's no point of actually denying you, but I'm getting off topic. But the reason why that I actually chose Navy Federal for their secure credit card is when I actually got with them, I didn't know that their secure credit card was this freaking good. Does that make sense? It actually acts as literally an unsecured credit card. It's crazy. You actually have no annual fee, and if you know any other subprime or lower level secure credit cards, they are gonna indeed want an annual fee. I promise you. And these open skies and stuff like that are gonna ask for a $40 annual fee, $50, anything like that. So there's no annual fee to the secure credit card. There's also no balance transfer fees, no foreign transaction fees. So if you go overseas or anywhere that's not US soil, they will not charge you with any foreign transaction fees. And there's no cash advance fees. I'm telling you guys, Navy Federal has some of the best products out there, whether you're at the top of the top, creme de la creme, or you're just starting out. There's nowhere where you see too many secure credit cards that have all of these perks while trying to rebuild or even build your credit. Because you got to remember, you're in a totally different bracket when it comes to having secure credit cards. And for them to actually want to give you rewards and tell you, hey, don't worry about that. We don't have this fee. We don't have that fee. That actually speaks a lot to this credit union. Because again, I know we all speak about it, but they really are all about relationship banking. They really don't care and not just giving you a number like Wells Fargo or anything like that. They actually care about their customers and actually want to give you the best options out there. So that's saying a lot, people. So with that being said, the interest rate on this card is a bit high, sitting at 18%, but that's also due to what? The economy, the inflation, things of that nature. And it's also all about because it's a secured credit card. Let me explain. Because you have to remember, with most credit cards like this, they are going to have a high interest rate due to you being high risk, whether you have bad credit or you don't have credit. And again, I don't want you to feel bad or ashamed, but it's all part of the process. I promise you it's going to get better from here. Because when you come from a background where you either have nothing or you come from a bad background, you have to understand that you kind of understand like, hey, okay, I understand it is kind of high risk. You basically have to show them and prove to them that you're worth everything that you're saying. Hey, I'm gonna pay everything on time, things of that nature. Let me kind of give you an example. If you know someone, like let's say that one of your homeboys or homegirls or something like that, and they're known for not paying people back the money that they asked to borrow, and they're asking you for some type of assistance. And when you actually lend that person that money, if you do, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna add some stipulations to it. Like, hey man, I need it by this day, or hey man, like I need $20 on top of whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because they have to show you that, hey, I really mean what I say, I'm really gonna pay you back. So there's always gonna be stipulations when it comes from either you coming from bad credit or you wanna build credit. Does that make sense? And even on top of that, you don't even have to worry about the 18%. Why? Because you're gonna pay everything off. You're not gonna carry a balance, but we'll get more into that later. Now, let's talk about the actual features and the benefits with this credit card. You actually get 1x back per every dollar that you spend, which can be helpful when you are building your credit. Of course, it's giving you rewards. And at the 3-month mark, you are eligible to actually get a credit limit increase. So you have something to look forward to in the middle of everything. And when that 6-month mark hit, you can possibly see your credit card graduate. And also, again, I will show you later how you can make sure that happens, that you're not at this standstill. So you have to watch this all the way to the end. And also, I also forgot to mention that when your card actually graduates, you get your initial deposit back. So I got my $700 back after my card graduated, and I was just using the bank's money because it was unsecured. And again, with all the information that I'm actually giving you, I know you're kind of pondering in your head, well, how much should I actually put as my deposit? You put $700, what should I put? Look, again, I know I did put $700. I just want to be honest with you guys, but that doesn't mean you have to. Whatever you feel is reasonable and necessary, there is no wrong answer here, people. I promise you. If you want to put $1,000 down on your actual deposit, then you go be my guest. If you want to put $250, $200, $300, $500, there is no wrong answer. The only thing that I stress to you people is that you pay everything on time. If you do, then you will have no issues. Navy is just tracking your payment habits. They don't really care about how much money that you're putting down. They know it's a secure credit card. And plus, like I stated earlier, they are going to give you a credit limit increase in 3 months. So let them add some money. You don't have to add no money, just put whatever you can. Now, let's get into the actual hacks to make your credit card graduate, because that's what I want you to have. I don't want you to be at this standstill, all right? So the first thing that you have to do is make sure that you have no late payments. And I'm not just talking about with the secure credit card, people. It could be with any other institution that you are with. And we're talking about in the time span of however long that you've had this Navy Federal secure credit card, do not have any late payments with any other institution on your credit profile. They are monitoring you like a hawk. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, how fresh, how soon? I would say, and this is just me speculating, around 3 months prior to you actually getting that Navy Federal secure credit card, or in the midst of you having that secure credit card, because what that's going to do is start the whole process over. So for example, if you have the secure credit card, you could have been on time with everything, but you have a late payment on your car note, your house note, another secure credit card, anything of that nature, that will decrease your chances of actually getting this card to graduate. Again, Navy is looking at everything. And I'm not just telling you this just to tell you this. I actually had a representative that actually tell me, because I was asking them what are certain things that are holding people back from getting their cars to graduate. And they literally told me it's from late payments and the next thing that I'm going to tell you. So make sure that you have a fresh credit report when they actually check to see if you're ready for a credit limit increase. Do not give them a reason to deny you and keep you bound. So please treat this card and every other card that you have like a debit card. I can't stress this enough on this channel, guys. Whatever money that you have in your account, that's the only type of money that you can swipe on your credit cards. And whenever your due date is, you pay on that day, not a day later, all right? And I know what people say, keep it at 30% utilization and things like that. No, I want you to keep it at 0% utilization. I don't care what you do during the month, but you are gonna pay every penny off by the actual due date. Because again, you don't want to give them no reason not to graduate you, okay? I don't care if you use this card for gas. I don't care if you only use it to buy bubble gum. Pay everything off by the due date. If your due date is the 21st, pay everything off by the 21st and don't touch it for about 2 to 3 days. Let it report to the credit bureaus, then you can use it again. Now, the next thing that you can do to make sure that your card graduates, and this is actually what I did, so I'm giving you all the information I did. Beat them to the punch, ladies and gentlemen. Please ask for a credit limit increase before they even actually provide it for you. When I had my secure credit card, I made sure I circled the date of when my 91 days was up. I went so quick into that portal, in which I want you to do, and ask for a credit limit increase. Now, I did initially get denied for my credit limit increase, but it was no harm to my credit report. It was a soft pull because I was asking through my portal. But then I waited a couple of weeks, maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I asked them again through the portal, and I was approved for a credit limit increase of $500. So now my credit limit increase went from $700 all the way up to $1,200. I'm not sure if this is foolproof, but this worked for me twice. Now, when I got that credit limit increase, I made sure I maxed out that credit card twice in the remaining 3 months before it was time for it to actually graduate. The reason why that I actually did this is so I can show Navy that I can handle a large amount and I can pay it off responsibly. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, I can't think of anything that's gonna give me $1,200. Pay your rent. That's all I did. I just paid my rent with it. I maxed it out, paid my rent at that time, and then whatever else I had left over, and then I made sure I paid it off at the actual due date. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? I maxed it out twice. I'm not telling you to do it every time. And if you do max it out, pay it off. So again, I beat them to the punch. And after that 3 months was up, I beat them to the punch. I went back into the portal and I immediately asked for it to graduate. It took about a day for them to respond back. But after that, they immediately approved me for the graduation of the actual card, and they rewarded me with a cash rewards card with a starting limit of $8,000. And I got my $700 back into my account. So it was a win-win situation. So if you see everything that I'm stating for you right here and you follow this blueprint, I promise you, you will actually get a credit limit increase and you will actually see your card graduate. I'm telling you, beat them to the punch and give them no reason to deny you. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now make sure that you follow this step by step and don't let anybody stop you from going to get all the credit products that you want. It just takes a little bit of effort and a few tactics, and I promise you, you will be all right. And if you had this card, let me know in the comment section and tell me your experience, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.